3, 2, 1.
Good Thursday morning, everybody, and welcome to KSAT News Now, streaming directly from the KSAT newsroom. Thank you so much for being with us, hanging out with us. Maybe you're having an early lunch, a little bit of a coffee break. Yeah, there we go.
Brunch.
Early lunch.
Brunch.
There we go.
Brunch. Yeah, brunch.
And as you can see here, Erica's back with us this morning.
I thought, why not? It's, it's RJ. I can hang out with him again.
Second time this week.
Second time this week.
And we were talking a little bit about pets right before we came on.
I know.
Yes.
I love
You're not showing your cat enough love, I think is what we found out.
Well, I mean, I didn't really pick the cat. My husband and my daughter picked the cat.
Okay, there we
but
go.
Everybody knows about Biggie. I mean, he's kind of, when we were, going live from home, he's made appearances, my mini poodle Biggie Smalls. But we have a cat now.
Okay.
She's a year old, and her name is Selena Harris.
Yeah, awesome name there. So yeah, pretty interesting stuff. And
you got Chloe.
We have a dog. We have a Chloe. Yes, our little Chloe. She's a little Chihuahua. She's been with us for a while now. So yeah, she's definitely watching at home right now. And the reason we brought it up is because of Erica's sticker here, which we're gonna kind of go over later on today. A lot of attention got on these stickers. But
the other day when we were, people were commenting about my stickers. They're all about San Antonio.
Pretty
stickers.
cool. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. All right, so this morning we have a lot to get to, including this is a very interesting story, how hemp could be used to fight COVID, and the latest on a groundbreaking medical procedure, how a man with a pig heart, yes, a pig heart, is doing after that surgery.
Interesting. And a new way to get those Girl Scout cookies. Plus, the Spurs Coyote is shooting for the moon and trying to get a big-time star to show him some love on Instagram.
Yeah, what is the Spurs Coyote up to?
He's always up to something.
Yeah, he
always.
is. Pretty cool thing that he has going on. And of course, weather in just a bit with Justin Horn. But first, Erica, we're talking about, of course, the story that everyone seems to be talking about, COVID cases here in Bexar County.
Yeah, they continue to rise. Yesterday, Metro Health reported its highest single-day case count since the pandemic started. There were 7,704 new cases on Wednesday and also 3 deaths reported.
That's right. And as for the hospitalization numbers, there are 958 COVID patients in local hospitals with just a little bit over 200 in ICU and 79 on ventilators. So
that was a big number. I think we saw yesterday that came out, another record being broken here in Bexar County.
And we figured that this was probably going to be the case with the way that Omicron is just kind of spreading. Interesting, Mayor Ron Nirenberg was on our KSAT Q&A yesterday at 6, and he was basically saying that they're hopeful, the city is, that that the data will show that these cases are leading to less severe illnesses or hospitalizations. So that's something that they're still waiting to get the sort of the numbers on. So we'll see. I mean, I think it seems to me that most people that have gotten Omicron seem to be doing okay if they've been vaccinated.
Yeah,
just from my general
standpoint. We're not saying everybody, but just from a general standpoint. And this kind of going to segue to our next story. It's a new study yesterday revealing a possible way to prevent a person from getting COVID-19. It was the top story of the day on KSAT.com, and it has many talking, RJ.
Oh yeah, a lot of people clicked on this one yesterday on our website. So that new study from Oregon State University identified hemp compounds that show the ability to prevent the COVID-19 virus from entering human cells.
Yeah, so just to make it clear, researchers say the compounds are not controlled substances like THC that is found in marijuana. It is strictly hemp. The study specifically says hemp has a long history of safe human use, and the isolated hemp compounds, quote, have the potential to prevent as well as treat infection of the COVID-19. So that's a very interesting study, and I saw it kind of everywhere after it posted on our website yesterday. We shared it on social media. A lot of people were commenting about it.
Right, and you've done a lot of stories prior to you getting with the courtroom on the courthouse beat. So for people that maybe are kind of figuring out, like, well, would this mean that you have to maybe, smoke marijuana or something like that? What is this? What does this all kind of mean?
So there's different parts, and without trying to get so scientific, because I know that article we have, there's some big words in there, different compounds and stuff like that. But there's separate parts of the plant that can be used, and this is the part of the plant that doesn't get you high, doesn't have the THC, any elements of THC. And hemp is available here in Texas. It's even farmed here in Texas now. So it is something that is available. I haven't seen anyone or heard anybody firsthand that said, hey, I've been using hemp, it didn't prevent me from getting COVID-19. But I've seen a lot of people online talking about it.
Yeah, very interesting story. So that's some good information there, Erica. So moving on to some other medical type news here. This is a story that captured the attention, of course, the medical industry. A Maryland man who received the first heart transplant from a genetically modified pig last week. Guess what? He's continuing to recover well.
That's great. I mean, doctors say that Dave Bennett's new heart is, quote, still a rock star, and his surgeon said the heart seems to be reasonably happy in its new host. And Bennett, who is 57 years old, is breathing on his own now.
This is pretty amazing stuff. So researchers have been working for decades to develop pigs whose organs can be used to address the global organ shortage. So let's hear a little bit more about what they have to say.
A number of the organs can be treated, and used in this way from an animal. If that's true, we will obviously change the face of what's possible for people who now wait years for a heart transplant.
Right now, more than 100,000 Americans are on a wait list for organ transplant, and about 6,000 die every year while waiting. Years of transplanting pig hearts into baboons help the scientists identify the crucial genes to prevent the rejection from a human body. So that's really interesting how far they come along with that technology and that surgery.
Oh yeah, and you know what, there were some ethical questions about this, whether you should genetically modify these pigs for some of these reasons. So I think there's a lot of people that are really kind of paying attention to the results of this, because some people saying like, well, that should not be the case, it's just not the right thing to do. But it seems like Mr. Bennett is doing okay, so we're glad to hear that, and we'll continue to see how he recovers.
Yeah, that's going to be the interesting part, is how that organ kind of holds up in the coming years.
Like
I mean, they always check. I'm sure they're doing follow-ups constantly. But RJ, I want to switch gears here.
Yeah, let's do it.
What's your favorite Girl Scout cookie?
I was gonna ask you. You beat me to the punch there. Okay, so I was looking this up. So obviously, I'm Thin Mints all the way, and I gotta have them like in the fridge.
Freezer.
Yes.
It's to the point where my husband always gets mad. I hide a box in the back of the freezer. I don't know if he's listening to it right now,
Ryan?
but I always hide a.
Chime in, Ryan.
I hide a box at the back of the freezer, so when it's like summertime and you find that random box, break it up over some ice cream, it's like a perfect snack. And
that's pretty cool.
So I always get an extra box to hide in the back of the freezer.
I usually just kind of keep them in the fridge, but yeah, Thin Mints, and I was looking at their lineup here.
They have some
obviously
cookies out.
The Caramel Delights, the Samoas, those are some of my favorites. You got a little kind of a coconut taste to that, and there's one here called Toastier. I've never heard of that. Okay. Toastier, yeah.
Well, anyway, it's Girl Scout. We could talk cookies all day, but it's Girl Scout cookie season. And it could be easier than ever this year to get yourself a box.
That's right. The Girl Scouts and DoorDash have partnered up for delivery right to your doorstep. So this is a little bit of a bummer here, but here in San Antonio, Girl Scouts of South Texas said they are not working with DoorDash this season, but instead working with Grubhub.
So, and if neither DoorDash or Grubhub are in your area, you can still order your cookies online at girlscoutcookies.org or download the Cookie Finder app.
Orders can be made now, and those cookies, those delicious Thin Mints, arrive on January 26th.
I have it like circled in my calendar ready.
Well, Erica, someone I know personally really likes any type of cookies or snacks. He hasn't told me, but I know this. The Spurs Coyote, yes.
Yeah.
What has he been up to?
Oh, he's been a little busy. Not only on the court for the Spurs, but trying to get the attention of the one and only Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
You're a big Rock fan, yes, right. Ryan's just taking on a lot of hits today. So since the start of the new year, here's what the Spurs Coyote has been doing. Look at his Instagram page. He's been posting a picture of himself in the iconic Rock black shirt, fanny pack, and gold chain look. Each pic is actually in a different location there at the AT&T Center.
And what's funny, today's location, he's standing next to a rock. All the Coyote is asking is that The Rock comment on his photos. The Coyote wrote that he will continue to post a pic every day until The Rock comments to the post. I mean, come on.
Yeah, okay.
Dwayne Johnson, The Rock.
Yeah, how long are we gonna go here? Because I'm very curious to see if The Rock is even, probably paying attention. Maybe a social media team is like, what is this weird
Eventually it has to catch on, right?
Yes.
Eventually it has to comment. I mean, but it will be interesting to see how creative the Coyote can get every day posting a new photo at a different location.
Yeah, look at him right there.
But he has the look down.
He definitely does. Yeah, the fanny pack, the gold chain, when The Rock had some hair on there at the top of his head. So shout out to the Coyote as he tries to get this done. And all right, speaking of getting things done here, Justin in the weather department, joining us this morning. What's up, man? How you doing?
What's going on? I love those Coyote folks.
They're great, right?
I don't know why they make me laugh, but every single time I see them, it makes me laugh.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. Well, it's quiz time again.
Okay,
Quiz time?
here we go. Weather 101.
Okay,
I love
let's
to
see.
put you guys to work. So here's the question. Because it's been so dry, right?
Okay.
So what is the longest stretch that San Antonio has gone without rainfall?
Ooh, okay. I'm
you-
like 0 for 6.
So your choices are 90, 77, 63, or
Yes.
54.
I'm going to say
What do you
A.
think?
I mean, I
A.
feel like they've been some good stretches.
Okay, longest
90 days,
stretch.
that's a long time.
That's like 3 months. Okay, I'm gonna go. You know
Some hot
what?
summers.
Yes.
Let's go with C. Here we go. C. Multiple choice. C. Justin.
Okay.
Right answer.
Finally, you get
Oh,
it right.
look at that.
There we go.
Good job, RJ.
June
Pat yourself
27th
on
to
the
August
back.
Thank you.
28th,
Good job.
I
1992.
know. Pat myself on
63
the back.
days without measurable rain.
Well, okay. Wow.
That's still a lot.
That's a long,
significant.
long time to go. We haven't been going through a stretch quite that bad, but the last 3 months hasn't been great. And that's concerning us because we're going to get some gusty winds this weekend, all right? So we've got the really dry conditions, and then when you combine that with gusty winds, it's not a good combination. So here's the drought monitor. This just came in this morning. Shows a lot of the state now is in drought. 82% of the state is in drought. That's a huge number. And parts of our area are very much in drought. So Tilden, Cotulla, Carrizo Springs, where you see those red and orange colors, that is drought conditions starting to creep in here around San Antonio too. As we look at Medina Lake, it's always a good indicator of what our drought looks like. It's only 26% full. It's down 47 feet, so Medina Lake's not in great shape either. The good side to all this, we got some great weather today. Temperatures will be in the they're in the mid 60s right now. We'll be in the mid 70s this afternoon. Sunny skies all day long, just the way you like it. 61 right now, Kerrville, 58 Uvalde, 64 in Gonzales. And the rest of today, we'll make it up to about 74. You'll see sunny skies all day long. Light winds today, but it's Saturday. Saturday, that is the issue that we start to see. Those very gusty winds, and that's where we're a little worried about a wildfire danger. We've posted some information on that, a story on our website if you want to check it out. We just posted it a few minutes ago. But 70s today and tomorrow, 50s on Saturday once that cold front comes through, and it's coming through pre-dawn, by the way. Then it gets pretty chilly Sunday morning down to 30, but be ready to get blown around a little bit Saturday morning, guys.
Could that mean also bad news for Cedar?
It could, although it does appear the season may have peaked a little early this year.
Okay.
Listen, we'll see. I'm not going to say that for sure until the numbers come in, but we'll keep you posted on that too.
I will be listening.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. And it always feels like it's just a little bit colder when the wind is kind of hitting you. That's
Oh yeah. It's not
never any
going to
fun.
be like bone-chilling cold Saturday, but you're right, that wind will make
But
it
it's
feel
one of
kinda
those
chilly.
like Mike days where he wants his grilled cheese and tomato soup.
Tomato
days.
soup and grilled cheese,
Yeah. So,
For sure.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much, Justin, and make sure to follow our Weather Authority team for all those updates. So I want to take a quick look at some Facebook comments before we wrap up today's KSAT News Now. Erica, we had someone comment earlier about what does the hemp do? So I know we had talked about, just you had done stories on this, so I don't know, maybe you could answer this person's question.
So I think Stephanie's question was how do you use the hemp?
There you go.
There's different forms of hemp, like there
Okay.
is of CBD and of course the THC stuff. But for hemp, there's the edibles, there's oils, there is like strips. I think there's just so many different things that they're coming out with now. I think there's even beauty products that have hemp in it. So there's different ways of and different types of products that are available, and I'm sure you could even see them. I think at HEB, some of them sometimes. Or
Interesting,
Or
yeah.
like I said, it's legal, so it's sold everywhere
Okay.
in Texas now.
Okay, so hopefully that answered your question. Thank you very much for chiming in with that question. And again, we were also real quick going to mention that a big story that we're following throughout the day, we'll have a little bit more later on, is the CPS energy rate hike. That meeting is going on right now. City Council is looking to approve that rate hike, which would be about 3.85%.
Yeah, and the last thing I think I noticed that they were still taking public comment on it, so a
Okay.
vote has not been made yet on
Okay,
it.
yeah. So we're live streaming that meeting too, but really what we're here to talk about to wrap things up, Erica's stickers. I don't know if you can we could
them?
zoom in on these here just a little bit, but yeah. So I posted this the other day on my Instagram story, and some people were really excited about it. So right here,
This top one is the one that's really.
yes, the railroad tracks.
Yes, it's
The haunted railroad tracks.
So I used to do those haunting in South Texas stories,
Right.
so I thought it was kind of perfect that I had this sticker, which is the car, and the license plate says SA Texas and has all the little handprints.
Definitely.
On
And
the
then-
back of the car. And then my Don't Be Self Conchas.
Conchas, of course,
And then Puro San Antonio with the cat. And then my
cool.
Texas one has like all the little Texas logos, like the Water Barrel,
Yeah.
Bluebell, Selena, Cowboys. And one that you can't see that's actually my favorite, it's in the front, is a chicken on a stick with the
No,
jalapeno.
you got it right there, yeah.
So-
The Fiesta, yes, coming up. Here we
Ready.
go.
Hopefully I can finally have my chicken on a stick in person. I feel like I haven't had one in so long.
Yeah, definitely. We need to definitely let that happen. Rodeo and Fiesta coming up,
All
two
coming up.
pretty big events. So Erica, thank you again for being with us.
Thanks
this
for having
morning.
me. It's been fun.
Appreciate it. Yeah, definitely. We will have more for you guys on the KSAT News at noon. We appreciate you guys chiming in with us, and you guys have a great day. Be good out there.